Yes, I would like to make some comments. First of all, I really appreciate the compassion I think that our mayor is bringing to this issue. He sees a problem, and he wants to do what he can to try to solve it. And I appreciate that. We do have a problem with homelessness, and the number of homeless people are increasing, not decreasing. And we have a lack of affordable housing. So obviously we have some problems and some imbalances that if we can do anything to address them and to make it better, yes, we ought to do it. But I'm concerned, as are other members of the council, that basically we really may not understand the true nature of the problem. And I don't think we've really spent enough time looking at that. And I want to make a comment about Seattle for a moment. It seems to me that there's two things that we've learned from Seattle's experience over the course of the last decade. And that is, if you build it, they will come. Meaning that if you provide opportunities for shelter and food and services for people who are experiencing homelessness, you're going to get more people experiencing homelessness. Sometimes I think if you could build 2,000 affordable housing units for the homeless, before you know it, you'd need 3,000. So if you build it, they will come. And the second thing that we've learned is that you just can't throw enough money at homelessness to solve the problem. And they've thrown a lot of money at it, a lot more than the city of Bremerton has the capacity to do. And I just want to share my opinion with you that homelessness is not the problem. It's a symptom of a much larger problem. And the larger problem has to do with an economic imbalance in our economy, whereby we have a lot more money going to the people at the top of the economic food chain and not enough going to the people at the bottom. We have massive income inequity in this country, and we have many, many people who are working for a minimum wage that is really not a living wage, and they don't have benefits. And so they're insecure. And that's a big part of this. But also a big part of it is the mental illness problem. And, we have a state and federal government that's not stepping up to provide institutional care for the mentally ill people that need it. And where do they end up? On the streets. They become part of the homeless problem. We also have a problem with alcohol and drug addiction. And I really feel that the people who develop these opioids really ought to be tried and punished severely, because they know what they did at Purdue Pharmaceutical. They consciously made a nation full of opioid addicts.
So,
and
Councilmember
we have
Huddy,
to live with this.
Just 1 second, point of order. So I did allow Councilwoman Dogg's latitude in going, so I'm allowing you latitude, but please go back to the MFTE.
I'm going to get there. I'm just going to tell you that if we're concerned about homelessness and our emotions tell us that we want to do something, that the homeless thing is it's a symptom of larger problems. And unless we deal and effectively solve the larger problems, the things that we're going to be doing that the mayor wants to do are going to be self-defeating. This business about lack of affordable housing, it's also a symptom of a larger problem. The economic imbalance produces price distortions. When we have people at the top that have more money than they need, the prices for all of our goods and services, including housing, get distorted. We have a lack of affordable housing. It's a supply and demand thing, as Councilman Gorman has indicated. Low-income housing is suffering right now, in part because our Bremerton Housing Authority is not getting the federal grants that they need to develop low-income housing. for us to think that we can use multifamily tax exemptions to force private developers to develop low-income housing is foolish. That's just not going to happen. What is going to happen, as has been indicated by many other people here, is that the private developers are just going to give up and go away. We need more housing. The developers need an MFTE and other tools to build that housing. I believe that the city of Bremerton needs to be considered a reliable partner with the developers in increasing the supply of housing. As Wes Larson and Mark Goldberg indicated, the developers need more tools, not fewer tools. I'm not in favor of tinkering with the MFT at the present time. I believe that we need to stay the course.